Hi, I'm Dee Hampton with my co-host Erica Silvers, and welcome to Two Rare Psychic Mediums. Well done.
Hi,
Today,
everybody.
hi. Today's guest is Dawn Justice, who has an incredible story to tell and offers such amazing services to people. Dawn and I met in another Facebook group and we've kind of exchanged services, and I've come to her for guidance, and it's been a wonderful developing relationship. But with that said, I'm going to turn it over to my lovely co-host, Erica Silvers.
So, Dawn, when Dee had you set up to do this podcast with us, and she said that you were a demonologist and a shamanic healer, I knew a little bit about these things, but not enough because when I started researching and looking at it, I was like, whoa, I want to do this. This is really, really cool. And I sort of always had that in the background. That's what I was going to do in my career. But
Yeah.
I want you to tell me about it for yourself. Like, what is a shamanic healer? What is a demonologist?
A shamanic practitioner is well, I didn't know this when I was first reopening to it, but it kind of runs in my family lineage. I told that my grandmother was a shamanic healer. My mother was a shamanic healer, but she turned away from it. I didn't realize what the term was until about 4 years ago, maybe five, that I was a shamanic healer too. And when I was told that I was a very strong medium on top of that, I kind of put like a lot of walls up. I really wasn't into doing any of it, but it opened up in a way where as far as shamanism, when we're gifted this, where that's the journey that we're supposed to take. And if we don't want to do that journey, and I didn't, I was experiencing what is called shaman sickness. And in a period of a year, my health was deteriorating greatly. I mean, like the doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. My cortisol levels were off the charts, and my adrenal doctor told me, she said, I don't know what's going on with you, but it's getting really bad. And, you may need an operation to remove one of your adrenal glands to calm the cortisol down. And I reached out to my aunt about this, and she said, she alluded to the fact that there was, spiritual work in our family, and maybe I should look into talking to someone about this. I had reached out to my shamanic teacher. Somebody brought her to me, and I reached out to her, and she said, absolutely, you're supposed to be a shamanic practitioner, and what you're experiencing is shaman sickness. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do to stop it? She said, there's nothing you can do, you need to embrace it. And
Wow.
I still denied it. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. Honestly, it scared the hell out of me. And um I started getting worse and worse. And so I recontacted her, and she said, I told her, I said, listen, I can't run from this anymore because I'm about to have an operation that I don't think I need. And she told me what to do. She told me where to go to do it. And I literally went into the woods, screamed out all the words that she told me to say. She said, but you need to say it like you mean it. And because I was, genuinely scared that I wasn't going to make it much longer, I did what she said. And literally within 24 to 48 hours, everything completely stopped. And instead of experiencing illness and negative uh, visuals through my third eye, I started seeing what was incredible. Native American Indians, smoke rituals that they were doing, and I just said to myself, wow, this is beautiful. I wish I hadn't run for so long. And I guess for about a year and a half, it was opening up beautifully for me. I was learning how to heal others through my guides, through those Native American guides. And then it started getting a little dark again. And I'm like, oh boy, what's going on here? And basically they were showing me what my journey was to be now, helping people with spirit attachments, negative attachments, dark attachments, and demonic attachments. But I could only learn it by going through it.
Mm.
Just like with,
Wow.
just like with the shamanic work, they were showing me, and I was actually utilizing what they were showing me to heal myself, because we have to heal ourselves first in order to be healers.
Right.
I was doing all this
Absolutely.
for a good year and a half, and I, went through the coursework with her, and everything was working beautifully. And like I had mentioned, it started getting a little darker, and then I had to go through that by experiencing earthbound attachments and learning how to get them off the earth plane, where to take them, and then as it progressed, it got a little bit darker up until we crossed the road of demonic attachments. That by far was like alarming to me. But as soon as I realized and learned how to take them off of me, get them out of my property, I was able to help others. And that took about a year and a half, maybe two, because there's so many spiritual aspects of that, which is why it took a little bit longer. The coursework and having my guide show me what to do didn't take as long as going through all the darker aspects, all the demonologist aspects. And I mean, it was opening up like a huge different world to me. I didn't realize how the extent of how far it went. Yeah, it.
Dawn, I've got so many questions.
God.
I want to back it up a little bit. So the person that you reached out to initially for the shamanism, did she guide you and as you went through your journey in the woods, or did you feel afraid or scared? What did you feel?
The beginning, I was very afraid. I didn't know what to expect. And she, that's when she told me to get into her course. It was basically an 8-month course on initiations. I was already receiving initiations through the visions that I was getting through the Native American guides that I have. But I was missing out on a lot, and fear kind of blocked me from a lot.
What's an initiation?
The initiation process was um like the rituals that they were showing me, the smoke and how to clear land
Hmm.
and yourself with smoke. I didn't That's like an initiation. For everything that you do, you're initiated further into the shamanic
Oh, wow.
practice. Yeah, it was pretty incredible. And by the end of it, she told me, okay, now you're on your own to heal yourself. And then once you get through all of that, you could start healing others. And I said, how? She said, it's going to come to you. And she was right. It came to me. Everything came to me. It wasn't an easy journey. And I've had a couple of people come to me wanting to do the shaman course. And I I told them, it's not something that we could just open up a book and learn. It, I was told that we're chosen. Like I knew at the age of 3, something's going on here, because I'm sorry, I'm looking at the animals running around out here, which is
That's a beautiful distraction, Dawn. I can live with
right.
that.
Like you would ask me the other day, what are you looking at? My cat in the tent acting like a fool. Now I'm here at the and I'm just watching all the animals running around, which is kind of wild.
I love it.
Yeah,
Well,
so do I.
the demonologist part of it, I know I referred a client to you who
Yeah.
was struggling with that without getting into details. And my question for you is two things. What did you have to experience yourself to know how to do it for someone else? And the second part of that question is how do you keep yourself protected from anything attaching to you?
Okay.
Yeah.
um, let's start with the first. How how did I learn how to clear them off of myself? Trial and error. Trial and error. And asking my guides, opening up to my guides. In the coursework that I was learning, this was what was not brought to me with my guides, or it probably was, and I missed it, didn't pay attention to it. It was just too fearful. First of all, we
Yeah.
had the fear, and that's when our guides really, give us the information that we needed. Opening up sacred space, which I had no idea what it was. The 4 directions, opening up to each direction, north, south, east, and west, and calling in those guides. And that's how I learned how to remove demons, but I had to do it for myself first because they were being brought to me. Not, I wouldn't say that I was attracting them. They had to come to me so I could learn. And the more I did it, the easier it got. And it wasn't an easy journey because, as I mentioned earlier, when it's brought to you, whether it's brought to you by even if it's brought to you by your guides, there's still, in the back of your mind, there's a little bit of fear because you're seeing
Yeah.
that are not typical of like everyday, stuff. And,
Right.
and you have to learn to push through that fear. And, and that took a while. And so clearing that from myself when I was opening up correctly to my guides and the 4 directions in shamanism, it became easier and easier. And I'm like, oh my God, what was I so afraid of? But, and as far as protecting myself, I have to protect myself, ground and shield, morning, noon, and night.
Yeah.
This is not just from that. It's just to keep earthbound from coming in, because the brighter and stronger that our light gets, the more that they could see it, and they're like drawn to it.
Mm.
And even when I got to this property here, the denseness of the property itself, I'm like, oh boy, this place is packed with spirits. And me and the camp owner were discussing, just talking in general. And she goes, well, what do you do for a living? And I explained a little bit to her. And she goes, oh my God, you're in for a treat. This place is packed with spirits. And oh,
I would have had to pack up and go.
I have some questions about a couple of things to clear up if you could. When we started talking about this, I immediately said I was wanting to do this. I felt like I was sort of called to do this kind of work as well. But going back, probably 6 years for me, it was like I knew to tell what I could see to F off. I mean, it was like my immediate reaction is like, you're not welcome here. So is that sort of how you got into it, because you were just living your life and they knew you had this ability and that you were supposed to help other people, and so they just bombarded you?
yes,
Okay.
yes. They know, and that's why they're drawn in. Not the demon aspect. That was just shown to me. I needed to deal with the feelings of it, the senses of it, the smells, the every
Oh, no,
kind
thank you.
T. You
of
wimp.
kind of energy that you experience with that type of attachment, I literally had to feel myself, because
Right.
it gives you the courage and the strength and the fortitude to get through it, because you're experiencing it as if you were a client experiencing the same thing. Yeah, I had asked, someone had asked me a while ago, why did you choose this? I didn't choose it.
It shows you.
It chose me.
Yeah. I want to ask you about being in nature, because you say you have a place there and you have land. Is it easier to be in nature or be in a city where you have a lot more people and activity?
100% here.
Yeah.
It keeps me grounded more.
Hmm.
Where I live, it's very chaotic. There's, it's too. I would say the energy there is too much, but not spirit energy. It's more noises and traffic, and all that.
People energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't
It,
be in that
it's
atmosphere.
it's easier to connect here and clear and actually work, because everything around me, first of all, you're being naturally grounded 24/7. So I don't have to
Yeah.
work as hard to keep as clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it works a lot better being in nature for me.
So Dawn, I will also kind of go a little bit deeper with this and your ability to connect with spirit. And I'm going to be very tender, and I think you know where I'm going with this, but a little bit recently, not so long ago, you lost a child. And I remember reaching out to you because I felt a very strong pull or push that I needed to connect with you on behalf of your son. Do you feel like you're still able to connect with him? Does he get mixed up with all the other energies around you? Or tell us about that.
Okay. He comes through a lot more here because I'm calmer here.
Yeah,
Um, the energy is completely different. When his energy comes in, as a matter of fact, I was laying down a little while ago and I fell into a trance and he came in. The energy is peaceful. It's high vibrational because he's ascended.
yeah,
In the beginning, when he first crossed, it didn't, when he first passed, it didn't feel that way. I felt him still hovering here, hovering more here than where he should have been. But I believe that's normal when people first, pass. They're not, we don't go up right away, 100%, within 24 hours. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes they don't cross at all. And that's when they come to me to be helped out. His energy in the beginning was heavier. And,
mm,
and,
okay,
and I was told that he was hanging around more here than up there because I was in so much sorrow.
yeah,
And when I learned, and I was also told in order to release him from here, he wasn't stuck here. He wasn't an earthbound spirit. He was just hovering too close to earth and wasn't getting to where he needed to go. She said, "You need to let him go and you need to tell him." I was calling him in a lot.
yeah,
Every day I was like, "Guy, where are you? Please, let me know how you're doing." This was every day. And I didn't realize that was very detrimental to him crossing over. Like,
wow,
over. So I just put the energy out there. It's okay for you to leave. You could come and visit me whenever you, which was hard because I loved seeing him every day, but it's not fair to him.
right,
It wasn't fair to me. I was keeping myself in a very, very, very low vibration, which was bringing in more spirit activity. When we're at a low vibration to begin with, we for people like us with all that light around, all of us with the light all around us, I attract a lot of spirit activity. I was starting to experience a little bit more negative spirit activity. And that's because of the crying, the sorrow, the pain. It
yeah.
diminishes your light and it keeps you at a low vibration. And I was told, how to release him from here. I did that, and now he comes to me at a very high vibration. It's peaceful. It's almost like a warm blanket coming over me when he comes in. And
I love that.
yeah, yeah.
And that's why I asked that question because I sort of knew that backstory. I was curious if you had to help him cross over fully.
Um, no, I didn't have to. I needed to get him from. I needed to get him. I needed to release him. My energy and my attachment to him needed to release him. I was keeping him here. Like I had mentioned, he wasn't an earthbound spirit, but he was too close to earth.
Right.
And I didn't realize that I was doing that to him. I didn't realize that by calling him every day and crying for him every day and screaming in the woods every day for him was
Of course not. Yeah.
I'm like, oh crap, I can't believe what I was doing. And the minute I found out that I was unintentionally keeping him here, of course, I mean, I couldn't wait to relieve him of his earthbound duties to his mother. He needed to leave.
Yeah.
And having him ascend, he is just incredibly beautiful now. And he comes in periodically and it's nice. It's nice to feel him at a higher vibration where he belongs.
Thank you
Because
for sharing that story.
yes, because when he was on the earth plane, he was a very high vibrational light. I had mentioned to you that he was also doing the work that I was doing. He was
Hmm.
putting up to it. So yeah, it's good to have him where he belongs now. Now.
Right.
So yeah, thank you for asking about that. I can't believe I got through that with no crying.
You did
Aw.
amazing, Dawn, and I know it's a tender topic, and that's why I prefaced it that way to give you a second because you knew where I was going with this.
I kind of prepared myself for that earlier, so yeah.
Well, I
Erica,
want to say sorry for your loss. I mean,
yeah,
that's got to be so difficult. Even in our line of work, things happen in life. This is what happens, and it's hard. It's really hard sometimes.
and it hurts.
But I want to talk. I know I don't want to, take away from what we just talked about. But I think we should sort of touch on a little bit on explaining a little bit more about what you do and the things that sort of happen. Like, because this is what I did is I sort of researched it. I wrote a bunch of words down that
Okay.
you would do, like rituals, trance. You come in, or you do you go in people's dreams or help people figure out their dreams,
Um,
things like that.
no, I don't have that ability to astral project into their energy.
Okay.
They explained to me a little bit what is going on, and my guides are connecting and telling me as they're talking to me, or as I'm reading a text, or as I'm looking at a photo. Like I could look at a photo and tell what is attached to them via my guides.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't typically tap into that. I don't know how to do that. I don't think I want to. I'll be
Yeah.
yeah. No, I don't want to. I mean, I do periodically when I'm clearing them experience what they see um as it's happening, like the type of demonic entity, the energy it's releasing, and the work needs to be in quick order because in a trance like state you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position where you can actually be acquire that attachment. So
yeah.
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
really, really, really quick work. But no, I don't do it that way. Would I be able to ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, why were you drawn to do this work? Um, I would like to know what drew you into to wanting to do, the demonology.
Well,
Um,
for my okay, so I've experienced a lot of things in my life, and probably 6 years ago, when I was learning and being mentored and taking classes and all that kind of thing, I had a really hard time with meditating. Simple as enough, I think nowadays for me, but back then it was very difficult. And when I was finally able to do it, I was seeing things that were the first one I called it a monkey man. I don't know how to describe it. It was like an eyeball, and I was like, what the heck? And I told it to, you know, like I said, I told it to F off. And my mentor at the time I said, geez, I wasn't afraid of it because I told it off. And he says, oh, so good. You did so good. That's what you need to do. And he even said to me, I think this is your path is to fight these battles. Because in life, same like with you experience these things to sort of bring you into what you're going to do in life. And for me, my first 50 years was spent battling people, doing things with people. And I learned how to not be afraid of people, and then now I'm not afraid of the spirits, the energies. And I want to help people. Even as a psychic medium, my goal is to help people, no matter what way they need me to do that for them. And if it means that I have to get, I don't want to say down and dirty, but I'm ready to fight the battles. And I always say it's for God. If God needs me to fight those battles, that's what I'll do.
let me ask you another question. Are you still using that type of energy? Because if you are and you're easily able to get them out of that space, I do believe 100% that's what you're supposed to be doing, because they're coming to you for a reason. For
Yeah.
us, they come to us for a reason. And the way you explained getting it out of there and it worked so quickly, it sounds like this is supposed to be your path among many.
I think so as well. I was doing a lot of readings in December because holidays, and I literally was sick for 3 months from that. And like you had talked about we call it spirit sick or energy sick.
Yeah.
I had never heard of it before then. And I was, it was bad. I was not well. And it took some of my psychic friends to say, you have done too much. You can't do that to yourself.
You
And
do.
so, yeah, I know it. Thank you. But it's almost like I had to learn how to protect myself. I had to learn how to get rid of the energies and the entities I didn't want around me. Because I even experienced, I said December, but even in October, I had a lady who was fighting a cancer battle, and I was sick just from reading her. And another one of my psychic friends said, oh, yeah, those entities, because she's sick, they're attaching to her and around her. And now that they know who you are and they want you, they want your energy, they want whatever they can get from you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if you don't like shield up and really go put yourself in a place where you're going to battle, you
Yeah.
can have anything from anyone.
Yeah.
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 And sometimes they stick around and they can make you sick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so now I'm the same way. I'm like, I tell them, get that, F out of here. I'm not afraid of them. And I think they kind of book it because they know I'm not afraid. I'll do whatever it takes to get them out of here.
And I won't let him in at all to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like, I don't think it's a fear thing, Dawn. I think it's that's one spiritual boundary I'm very insistent upon. Not welcome. Not welcome.
How do both of you, Dee Dee first, how do you go about, or how do you go about taking care of making sure that is not infiltrated into your energy? And then I want to hear how the both of you keep that boundary up, how you've learned, like it,
So
everyone
that's
does
a great question. Thank
every,
you. For me, I say a prayer beforehand that only beings of light and love are allowed in this space for me and my client. So I set the boundary right up front. And then I ask my spirit guides and their guides to come through. So I feel like that's another layer of protection for me. I do surround, ground, and shield. So I surround myself with the white light. I see the bottoms of my feet and the root of my spine, just kind of, or the bottom of my spine being like roots into the ground.
Mhm.
And again, I just have that beautiful white light, that bubble of protection around me. And for me, nothing really sticks because as far as like to me, yes, the room will have like very heavy energy sometimes after some readings, and I'll open the windows and I'll get out the Palo Santo and I will clear it. Or for me, if the energy is too heavy, I don't want it in my home, I'll go outside and do the reading.
Yeah, I do that a lot too. How did you I'm sorry, your name.
Oh, Erica. Yeah, that's okay.
How do you protect yourself now as opposed to like when you were doing the readings, were you protecting yourself or were you protecting yourself or not enough? And what are you doing now as opposed to what you were doing then?
Yeah, so I wasn't doing it enough. And then when I started, like I said, I was sick for 3 months and I was seeking out everywhere that I could figure out how to first get me out of being sick. I mean, it was terrible. And I have a metaphysical store in my town, and I went up there and I got a white sage, a Palo Santo. I got a lot of different incense. I got a lot of different crystals, which I never had that stuff before. I mean, I might have had a couple here and there, but it really wasn't a thing that I thought I needed. But turns out, yes, I do.
Mm.
And there's a certain psychic. I should, maybe I shouldn't name who she is, but she's in Long Island, if that means anything. And her mentor was also my mentor, and she did a couple of healings on me and said, you can't do this, you have to do this. And so she really pointed out a lot of different things: the surround, ground, and shield, of course. And also she added a zipper. She's like, you need to zip it. right up and over you. And I
Oh, yeah.
actually do that many times a day. I wake up and say, I'm closed. Don't
The
bother
connection
me.
is closed. Yep.
Yep, there's nothing. And I really try to limit, but on the other hand, as I improve and how I, sort of get better as a psychic medium,
Mm-hmm.
the other stuff kicks in
No,
stronger too. So I have to figure out how to find the balance, and I'll do it. I'm not afraid of, like I said, I'm not afraid of any of it. And I really want to, the focus for me is helping people, and I don't want to be sick doing it, but like I said, I'll figure it out. And same thing with Dee, doing all of these sort of things to protect. And I'm always going to be searching for another way. Like, what is a different way? What's a better way? But so far, these seem to be okay in the last 6 months. So yeah, I've been doing all right.
So that was another great point Erica brought up. For me, when I'm finished, I am finished. Like, I don't want to connect with spirit anymore. And so I literally will see the connection closing and I will see a zipper on the top of my head, zipping it closed. We're done. They're not allowed to stick around. They are not allowed in the bathroom. You know, they're not allowed in my bedroom. So, I mean, for me, I
oh,
feel like I have complete control over my own body, my own environment, and no means no.
okay. Now there's different forms of doing all of this type of work.
Right.
Yes. For me, I can only close down for a certain extent of time.
Really.
Yes, yeah, I pull it in, reel it, shut it down, and to open up to certain guides, my close it down. And I was told by my shamanic teacher that because we are mediums in any aspect, rescue medium or the other stuff, we can only close down for a certain amount of time. And I thought, well, that stinks, because, and then she told me how to do it. I was already showed by my guides how to do it, but I needed confirmation because back then I was still very, I didn't believe a lot of what was going on, which is understandable. And I tried it and it worked for approximately 3 to 5 days. And I said, well, what if I just want to tap out for a couple of months? And she said, well, unfortunately, as a medium, they're going to come to us. They're going to continue to come to us. And, the only way to really shut down, there is no way to shut down long term. There is a sure way to shut down permanently. And that would include, doing a lot of chakra work to shut everything down. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. I just want to step away for like a month. And
Yeah.
I've never heard of anybody being able to tap out more than 3 to 5 days at a time. And I've kind of gotten used to that. So I just keep the practices up, call into certain guides to keep the activity out. But, you know, because this is our journey, this is what we're supposed to do, help people. It's going to continue to be brought to us. Whereas with you, D, you could just shut it down and that's it for a while and open up. And when you're ready,
Yeah.
I've heard of strict boundaries, but I've stuck to very, very strict boundaries. And it's not easy being a medium in any aspect because
Right.
they're going to come to, especially when it comes to the earthbound wanting to get out of here. My God, you know what, there are some days I don't want to be. Well, that's wrong. The craziness makes me not want to be in certain areas. However, earthbounds that come to me, they're looking to finally go home to where they
Yeah.
Right.
so
Right. That's
So
a different ball game.
yeah.
So what I do as well is I say, God's white light. I say that all the time, surround me only in God's white light. And I repeat that, like I said, many times a day. But I would imagine if you have a lot of energies, because you're human and you have a lot of them coming at you and coming and wanting your help and stuff like that, I think that it might just be like, okay, I'm going to work on 10 people and then, take a break, just kind of, is that what you kind of do? Do a couple and help them and then you can take a break?
Yes, I have to. because the energy, especially when it comes to removing the darker aspects, that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So I do one client. If I do one client, I don't go near anybody for a week because I'm needing to regenerate my own energy, make sure
Yeah.
my own energy is clear so I don't mess with anybody. When it comes to helping out spirits, yeah, the earthbound spirits, the rescue mediumship, I could do 2 to 3 a week, and then I start feeling my energy getting a little bit lower, and that's when I step away from clients altogether and just take care of me, and then do it again. The darker aspects take a lot more time to bounce back from.
I bet.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So.
How do people find you? I mean, not only I want you to give us all of your, ways people can find you, all your platforms and things, but do people like seek you out, and do you ever work with somebody who it really isn't an entity, it's like their psychological issue instead?
How do they find me? Um. I have my own work page that I set up maybe 5 years ago. And I opened up that page because a lot of clients were coming to me in a Facebook group that I was working on. I've since left that group, but that's what made me form my own work page. And I added to all of my readings in another group that I'm in, and where I do volunteer a lot. And through the volunteer, I get a lot of clients, but I also add the link to any reading that I do, stating what I do, and that's how I get other clients in. I also have returning clients, not for themselves, but they're bringing friends and family in.
Mm.
Yeah.
And they can reach you on Messenger too, right? Under Dawn Justice.
Yeah, but you know what I've noticed? Nobody does. Everyone goes right to the shaman link, or
Great.
or in the group that we're in together. They reach out to me there.
Okay, great. Do you want to share that link for your
Oh,
business page?
yeah. Sunrise Shamanic Healing.
I love that name.
Yeah, thank you.
Dawn, it has been so wonderful. Erica, did you have any other questions for Dawn?
Yeah, when can you come back?
I was thinking if you wanted to talk more in depth about doing this, because I do feel very strongly that you are meant to do this, and you needed, any kind of guidance. I'm here for you.
Oh, great.
As many,
Absolutely.
I want as people to know, you know, that if it is their journey, how to get on it. Not fast track it by all means, because there's a lot of learning in it, but I want to help other people who are supposed to be doing this also, because we could really use the help.
Yeah.
Seriously, we could.
Sounds like it. Yeah. Do this again in a couple of weeks. And because I wrote down a page and a half of stuff because I was so interested in it. Not only because it's something that I've been thinking about doing for myself, but just because it's such an amazing thing that you can, help people in the ways that you do. I mean, not everybody wants to sort of do this kind of work. It's can be scary. It could be tricky. It can be, there's a lot of different facets to it, but I think that it's pretty amazing too.
Yes, I would love to talk more about this. It now that I'm braver, now that I kind of have it down pat. I hope my guides don't throw another curveball my way.
Don't get too cocky, Dawn.
But now that I have a better grip on it, I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. I really do. So anything that I can do in the future to get more out there to help other people, either, just the information alone. Just because so many people have so many questions, but I did notice a lot of people are very nervous about asking and
Yeah.
wanting to help. So yeah, whatever I can do to help out, I'd love to come back again.
Thank you for being our guest. It has
Thank you
been
for having me.
amazing.
Thank you for having me. I loved it. I wish I could have seen your faces though.
Well, you
No,
will on the video when I send you the recording.
I look forward to seeing that. Also, have a beautiful day.
All right.
Bye,
Well, thank
guys.
you, Dawn.
See you later.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, great.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye.